Hello, internets, and welcome to LAGOM. Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Geniusu, how are you? Still alive?
Swedish still.
Partially dark, not very dark.
I would say it's still pretty dark. Yeah.
Okay. One of these days we're gonna get you to sing Metallica's "The One."
The one you say.
That's what the song is called. The one that I keep saying.
Yeah.
Darkness,
I
impression in
think.
me. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but isn't it called just one,
One.
without
Yeah,
the just and?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
one. Yes. Yes, Metallica's One. And yeah, you discovered something very important during the audio test. If you push Y here, it doesn't do anything. It turns itself off. Oh, can I trap you inside?
Apparently not.
I'll just keep mashing the button. You keep trying to get yourself trapped.
Well, this machine is worthless. Can't even trap me.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're playing It Takes Two. Recording in 4K. Genius is recording in 1080p, hopefully. And we're gonna continue where we left off because there is no grinding in this game. So we're playing on Steam. And what else? I still feel like this game has overstayed its welcome by a long shot. I don't hate it. I don't think it's a bad game. I just feel like it could have been a lot shorter. Unless something
Why do you want a short game?
Because the gameplay is the same. It has become monotonous. It's just the same idea.
And you say Mega Man and all those games aren't?
Those are challenging, so it doesn't feel... Oh, look, we're VIP. Those are challenging, so it doesn't feel monotonous. This one is not really that challenging. It's actually quite easy.
Hey, Nate! Look at this place!
Yeah, look at this place.
I'm trying to... Oh well.
Kill yourself? Sure, I can do that.
So, a lot of glow sticks.
No, you can't. Oh, so you wanna get in line? In the line, sorry. Wow.
So, is this just... Are we actually supposed to...
I'm pretty sure we're supposed to grab on this thing.
What? Oh, look at that.
Hey! Hey, buddy, over here!
We're VIP.
What's up?
What's
Can you
up,
let us
Duck?
Sorry, kids. No minors.
They're fucking
Kids?
tiny.
No. We're just small in size, that's all.
Yeah.
Like kids.
Get out
My
of here.
size is small, apparently.
We are adults.
My character has so many problems.
Oh, no, we left it at home.
Okay.
That's what they all say.
Yo! Glow stick! They're with me!
Dr. Akeem, my bro, they're with you?
What, he goes friends?
They're my clients! Come on!
Sorry about that.
Fucking
Welcome to the
better.
club. Enjoy the evening.
VIP's coming through.
Not so cocky anymore, are you? Huh?
Well, it looks like a cock.
Let's dance!
Let's dance. I don't want to dance.
So, is this a rhythm game now?
Okay. If that is a rhythm game, we might enjoy this. No, it's not a rhythm game. This game is not clever enough. I'm pretty sure
Well,
the
we're
creators...
pulsing in rhythm, so I guess it's got something.
Pretty sure the creators were... Oh gosh, I forgot to jump. We're trying to do something like that, but EA was like, no, that's too difficult. Make it easy so that people don't have to do anything but sit down there like fucking idiots. Oh, come on.
I mean, otherwise, Mega Man, just go right and you will find your way.
Yeah, but
There's no challenge in that, is there?
the challenge isn't trying to go right, because there will be a fuck ton of things trying to stop you from going right, and you have to... Oh, flipping heck. And you have to press the right button at the right time.
You better watch out!
Exactly in the way that you aren't doing right now, right?
Exactly. Oh, I can't jump in midair. God damn it.
Well, that would defy physics, wouldn't it? Okay, I don't know what happened there, but...
Yeah, this is Rainbow Road from Mario Kart, if you haven't noticed.
I'm not sure why I died there, but oh yeah, it is really Mario Kart. I didn't notice that guy. Okay, so I'm doing myself a disservice by trying to dash.
I mean, my character even said, "It's a me, Cody." Ha ha ha. Because we can't say Mario. That
Oh,
would
you
be too much.
caught up to me after I failed a lot on this jump.
The
So now I gotta catch up to you.
yeah, the bitrate
That's
is
annoying.
not gonna like this. By the way, if anybody watches,
What do you mean?
if
You don't
anybody's
like colors?
shifting back and forth and flickering all over the place. Ah, I beat you to it, but you have to be here. I can't do shit on my own. I suck at everything.
Nice.
Impressive sliding, Cody.
It's a skill I take pride in. But that was a lot of fun.
Oops.
Oh, flipping heck! It moved away when as soon as I jumped. The fucking thing is favoring you.
Damn it.
The other way, Cody. The other way. This way.
Why am I doing this the wrong way?
Oh, I need to use my power that I'm not very good at using. Which button it is again?
Huh?
This button.
Oh, you gotta do that thing.
Yeah. Ow.
Huh. How did I survive that?
Weirdest and most awesome ever.
Let's see if I'm gonna kick you out or if it's actually...
Oh, flipping heck. Well, I don't need your help. I can kill myself.
Sure. Suit yourself, man.
Oh, yeah. Ah!
I opened it for you.
It closed in my fucking face. Can you try again? There you go. What? Why is it closing in my fucking face?
Because it spins around. But oh well, the game took pity on you. So I guess you're gonna do something about this ball. Or actually, maybe we're just pound it.
Oh gosh, pounding the balls, you say?
Indeed.
Oh gosh.
Alright, Indiana Jones then.
Get it, Cody!
Whoa! It's rolling!
Oh.
Move it! Move it!
Move your ass.
Dance, Cody!
Stop teasing me!
You said you wanted to party!
Yeah, but not with my life at stake.
Oh.
But we get resurrected every time we die, so I don't see the problem.
You know, the way he said, what your character was like, you said you wanted to party, right? And my character was like, yeah, but not with my wife. I was like, what the fuck, dude? At stake. Oh, okay. Oh, shoot.
Well, he said life, so
Oh,
slight difference.
I heard wife.
Well, it got subtitles or closed captions, so
Party harder, Cody!
Which I'm not reading.
Move those legs!
God damn it.
It's gonna jump!
Oh, I'm dead. Ah, just in time.
well, this was a long ride.
Oh, I see. I shouldn't be that far ahead. Holy shite.
There we go. We bust your ball. Or our ball, I guess.
Check this place out.
Check this place out. Yeah. When did we buy this again?
How did you afford this?
Hey, May.
Hey, May.
This has been hands down the weirdest experience of my life.
Oh, yeah. Would you believe that,
I didn't have to
Geniasu? It has been the weirdest experience in my life.
Oh shit, he's warming up.
But fun.
Fun indeed.
I can't jump. Oh gosh, inverted. Oh gosh.
Do you hear
that crowd made?
Yeah, this is exciting.
This is not exciting.
All right. Oh, we DJs now.
Hey, we didn't do anything.
Why are they booing at us?
Okay, baby.
Well, I hope it's a rhythm game because rhythm games are easy.
Dance with me. What are you doing? Where are you going? Come on, Glowski.
Can I use my
Hey,
drums?
party, man. Play some music.
Well, you had
Make
drums
it
behind you.
dance.
I know.
Maybe they will if you
I
leave the
mean,
dance
literally,
floor.
not just in the game.
Staring them.
No,
You know where I'm sitting. You know where my
Let me see
drums
my
are.
dick,
So yeah, I got the drums behind
Yeah.
me.
Oh, please stop.
Oh, please, no.
Woohoo! Oh my God, my moves are so good. Look at this, right, left. But
So is it DDR
audience
or
dance.
what are we
You need
playing?
to play the music.
You
Get
need to
the
play the
audience on
music
floor.
and
That's
get the audience on the floor.
DJ,
That's what we have to do.
baby.
Or is it DJ Hero?
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right.
All
All
right.
right. Let's figure out this DJ thing.
I'm sure we can make them dance again.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Is that really all we have to do?
So we actually just have to run around and do tasks.
Wow, this is. They could have done so much with this.
The crowd is coming back.
Yes! Let's keep this up!
Oh,
Oh. X, Y, Y.
I didn't
D.
notice them falling.
Hey!
Yeah.
I want the perfect score. That can't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah!
I wonder if there would be some kind of hard mode
Maybe this
mod
should be
to
on
this
the
that just goes all ham on the minigames.
Right.
Yo. What?
That was easy.
I didn't even finish.
Neither did I.
Okay, everyone gets sucked up. What the hell is this?
You're getting a suck job, not a blow job.
Whoa! Where are we?
Okay, so it's a
Inside the audio
snowboarding
table.
game now.
Oh, whatever at this point. Wait, what are we riding on?
We don't want to know.
No way! I always wanted one of these things.
What? I always wanted one of these things, apparently. I flip. Ah.
This is a bit like Audio Surf.
Yep.
If you ever played that game.
I've seen it.
I remember it was pretty cool since you could add your own music and it would just make a track for it, but it wasn't that great in practice.
Right. Oh, I caught up
Especially
with
if you didn't have music that was more or less no beats but chaotic sound.
I did not catch up with
Alright.
you. Oh, now I got past you, apparently. And now
Well, you
got
have
past
more
me.
mass, so
Much higher inertia. I
they
can
must be
move.
high off the tits, man.
Can I? Or can I not move? Am I actually moving it, or is it moving on its own?
I guess I'm moving briefly, but not very much. And now we're burnt into the sun.
My controller is vibrating, by the way. I don't know if you're using a controller, but
Yeah, I'm using a controller.
Look at them. Yeah, look at that audience. They're excited.
Yeah, so am I.
Are you ready for your performance, mate?
Aren't we still missing something?
No, we got everything we need. It's showtime, baby. Woo!
They're raving to no music.
Yes,
You hear that, May?
it was that good.
Hear the anticipation?
I haven't performed in front of an audience for ages.
May, it'll be
Wait,
fine.
you
Just,
have
just think
performed
of them
in
all
front
and
of
never wonder
audiences?
Yes.
Oh god.
That will make you relax. Cody, let's go prep
I
the
mean,
stage.
where did this
Okay, Buck.
kind of imagine the naked thing
Come from.
start?
Can't do
Really?
this. I can't do it.
May, it doesn't have to be perfect, you know.
Yes, it does. If it's not perfect, I'll let them down.
No, just sing from your heart. You weren't born to be perfect. You were born to be you.
Why is the book being sensible? That's out of character.
I believe in you, Geniusu. You can do the singing.
Well, I don't need to sing. The character can sing.
I hope that they make you sing some one way or another. We're gonna, if we can even choose, we're gonna choose. I'm not even here. Wow.
Nope.
Can I?
You're not the main character anymore.
Can I ruin the moment for you in any way, form, or capacity? Apparently
I mean, I
not.
can only walk and move the camera. Nothing
Okay.
else works.
Okay.
Sing.
I can't even change the camera so I'm looking at myself walking towards the camera or anything.
Okay, we're singing.
Why did they put all these things in the way?
We're singing the final
Did they want the
countdown.
performance or not?
All right.
Also
Apparently-
a Swedish band.
Yeah, Gib told me. That's why we're singing that one. Is Bonnie Taylor? I mean, that doesn't sound very Swedish, but is Bonnie Taylor Swedish? Really?
Whoa.
No, I don't think so.
This is gonna be special.
Well, I don't know really, but I don't think so.
Yeah, sounds very UK-ish. Well, off you go. Well, on you go, I guess. Who will you compare yourself with, Jinasu, when it comes to singing?
What? When it comes to singing, I don't know,
So-
some random guy off the street.
The reason why I ask is because if you remember back in the day, like
Yeah.
during those days of X Factor and all those American's Got Talent, all of those reality shows where people were supposed to sing.
Right?
I used to
I mean,
watch
they're
some.
still there, but yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay.
Well, I used to watch YouTube videos of the summaries of what went on those things, and it seems
Oh,
like
yeah?
one of the things they will always ask the people casting for the singing things.
Yeah.
The judges will always ask them, okay, who will you compare yourself with? How how will you rate your skill in scale from 0 to something extremely famous? Who will you compare against? And they will always the worst people will always say, oh yeah, I'm as good as Celine Dion, Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now we have the Ken Lee.
exactly.
That did. I don't know if they even evaluated themselves, but I mean, tonality good, but the lyrics
A little bit
I think
off.
it was added spice. I mean, it was for the better, I think.
Yeah, in all fairness, and there is probably a comment by me on that YouTube video, I respected that lady so much from day one, because
Come on, May.
even if she doesn't know the lyrics, she's singing with passion, and as someone who sings
Yeah,
with
yeah.
passion myself, I have nothing but respect for her. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's
It
leaving
kind of
us.
shows that if you have the drive and passion, it doesn't really matter if you don't know the lyrics or language.
Yep.
Anyway, right?
Yeah.
Is that a cat backpack?
Yes, I think our child is leaving us, Geniusu. That,
Well, is she divorcing us?
yep.
What is this? We
I
were
think-
supposed to divorce before her.
Well, I think she's got enough of us.
So she's gonna perform before her kid
Yeah,
somehow.
but the kid can't see shit, so it's terrible imagination.
No, she just took the music from us.
Mom, remember this shit?
This is just an elaborate, weird trip after eating bad mushrooms. And she's reinforcing it with the music.
I found your favorite song.
No. All right, let's see what your favorite song is, Geniusu.
Well, I highly doubt that the music in the game will match my usual musical preferences.
Is there really no... Is this child really not concerned that her parents are completely passed out and they have been passed out for several hours now?
Nah, she just tried to murder them.
You can do
Hopefully this is the first time that this has ever happened and not... and she's not actually used to it, and that's why she's not doing any of this anymore, anything about it. Not reacting to
Indeed.
it. She's gonna be like,
And then a glass.
no.
Oh god. Indeed. I mean, this is probably not the right song for the light stick that kind of did all the raving thing in the beginning.
Right. Definitely. We need something more energetic.
Indeed.
I kinda wish they were singing Worthless from the Brave Little Toaster. I'll send you the link later. Oh. I believe I
Well,
can
you're
fly.
participating now.
So your singing is so bad that it blew me away. Or so good, I guess. Are you gonna blow me away now?
I don't know. But it's gonna hurt like fuck when we fall.
That was
We're used to it by now.
Thank you.
I like the ending when it stopped.
Yes.
Okay.
Just hold.
We're holding Y. But why?
Why are we
Oh,
doing
is
that?
this the ending or
What-
something? Are we
what-
actually finding...
I'm not holding Y. The game's trying to tell me something.
Okay, I'll just fall back then.
Wait, why are we doing this? Okay, fine. I'll just
I don't
keep-
know. Something divorced, something.
Oh, did we actually
Uh,
finish the game?
Rated R. Or whatever it is.
E for everyone? No, it was T for teens.
Adult.
Well,
I mean, it would be very ironic if this was really the end of the game. And we were just on the last tiny bit of it.
I mean, we've been playing for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see where this goes.
It's fine. I need to go back to that thing that I told you off the stream, that I was supposed to tell you during the stream.
Right. We're still streaming, so you still have the chance.
Yeah. Yeah, so since nothing is really happening right now, look, for anybody watching this, Geniusu and I are not married. We're not a couple or anything like that. We're just friends.
We're pre-divorced.
Yes. And so none of this is really relevant to us. I understand that this game was made during the days of the pandemic, so people could feel better playing
it?
with their... Yeah, 2021.
Okay, yeah. I didn't make that much research. I just thought, oh, seems like a good game. People think it's good game. Well, play a good game.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, that monitor is old.
My god. I'm still alive.
As long as they don't go make another child.
Well, Maybe that's what we're missing here, Jinisu.
Rose. Cody,
May,
it worked.
May I touch? Oh,
we're back.
What
Yeah.
what about the tears? Well, I wanted to see the
I
tears.
don't know.
now how are we gonna deal with our child leaving us? Because I saw her with a. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Everything was an elaborate thing to give her time to flee.
Oh shit! Mom and Dad are a bunch of assholes. Well, we are all assholes at some point in our lives.
Dear Mum and Dad,
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry
was.
that I did.
You know
What?
when I said I was joking, right?
About,
About the child leaving us.
oh, okay.
It looks like she was actually
I
leaving.
know how to make everything good again. All you have
Oh,
to do
gosh.
is stop fighting. I know I'm not.
I
a
thought she
perfect
was about
mother.
to admit to black magic.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry I don't like to brush my teeth. I'm sorry I read books after bedtime. I'm sorry I don't put my toys where they should be. I know it's my fault you want a divorce.
She's blaming herself.
She thinks it's her fault.
Well, she's the reason why we got
So are
married to
we
begin
gonna
with.
play as humans with weird powers now?
Probably. I mean, hopefully she's not the reason why we got married to begin with. Because I've seen stuff. If that's what it was, then yeah, it will be justifiable. But that she thinks that she's the
Yes.
reason why.
I have my pocket money to buy a bus ticket. Don't worry.
But nothing else.
I'll practice
She's
somewhere
gonna
on
starve
the
to
way.
death.
Well,
Okay, she got a sandwich and a lollipop.
yeah, that will last for like a day.
Well, if you really extend it, I guess it would last for a week. Assuming she's got enough reserves in her body to survive a week.
Sweetie,
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry.
It was
about
an
me.
elephant backpack and not a
You
cat
can go home.
backpack. I'm disappointed.
Rose, honey, it's not your fault that we've been fighting.
Although it is your fault that we are
It
together,
isn't.
so
No, Rose. It was never your fault.
Okay.
look, I know this moment has to be emotional and whatnot,
Does
but
that mean you can become friends
the
again?
the 3D models don't really
She's pretty
look.
emotionless for being an emotional
Yeah,
We
scene.
will always be there for you.
all three of them are very
And we'll
emotionless.
always love you.
But that's
The NPC family.
yeah. The 3D models are not acting very well. Oh wow! Oh whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
And we finally ditched the book.
Oh
Now
yeah.
just leave it there and forget
Burn
all
it.
about it.
Burn that fucking thing. Cause a forest fire if
Leave
you
them for
have
the
to.
rats.
Where did you find this?
I found it at school. In a trash can.
That's where it lives. Let's put it back there.
You did.
Yeah,
Sometimes you can find real treasures in the trash.
and sometimes you should
Just like
leave
how I
it.
found you, man.
Thank you.
Okay, so Rose, if your mom had to fight an aggressive squirrel double her size, who do you think would win?
Mom, of course.
You're right. And that's why I like to hang out with her.
Cody, I used to think you were.
Yeah, and
completely
Q 1 week later and they go on with the divorce.
You make more sense now.
And they lived happily ever after divorcing. Yeah, that was the end of the game.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah. Got an achievement. It took 2.
oh, it
Apparently.
did. I didn't get shit. I didn't get shit. So maybe I did, but it's not showing up on my screen. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, any
Oh,
final
well.
thoughts, Mr. Genesis?
I mean, the concept was nice. Story
Yep.
was okay.
Yep.
It was Swedish, so I see a lot of
Oh.
Swedish names, so that's good, I guess.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
And I kinda like the kind of the beginnings where it was more brutal than expected,
Yep.
with all the ripping limbs and shit. But yeah, I mean, it was quite enjoyable. But I guess a lot of the enjoyment was that I don't have to go and scroll through game facts and try to figure out what the fuck we are doing.
And live with my lack of perception. And yeah.
Yeah. Go right, which right, when right, and so on.
Do you mean right or here or right after that right? Is that all right?
Yeah, it depends on the latency to you or the
Right.
video feed from you, I guess.
A Book of Love. Additional voices by some other people. Yeah, oh wow, the music is really loud. Let me lower the volume a little bit.
Yeah, the singing isn't that great, man.
Yeah. I pretty much agree with you on everything. I thought it was a fun thing, a fun experience. If nothing else, I'm kinda disappointed that there aren't more games like this where it's all about the two-player co-op, and it's even sadder to think that it took the global pandemic to make us realize, oh, this concept can be fun, especially in the day of the internet where nobody has a chance or even a reason to sit on a couch with a friend to play video games, because now you can just do all of this from the comfort of your home. You don't have to visit anyone.
Yeah, and I mean, the last time I saw or kind of recall a proper co-op game was like Gears of War back in the day. That's like 2007
probably,
or something, where it actually had split screen and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, split screen games. They are not a bad idea, as you can see with this game. If I had to complain about something, I feel like it's way too easy. They didn't take any risks. Yeah. I understand it's an EA game, so probably EA published game. Probably EA was like, no, you have to make it extremely simple.
I wonder why they have credited the bank.
What?
Or a guy at the bank. Yeah,
I don't know about that. But yeah, other than that, hopefully it does have a hardcore mode or something like that, but it should be an option from the beginning of the game. It should not be like you have to play the entire game first in extremely easy mode, and then you can unlock the actual hard game, the actual enjoyable game. And that's really...
it would be a bit fun if there were two modes, right? So one get together mode and one get divorced mode, which is the hard one.
Fair enough.
Where you just kind of get at each other's necks because
holy shit,
the other one fails.
So
yeah, I mean they need at least two, right?
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. You're right. Yeah,
good.
You're right, but the thing is, the main reason why I was complaining that it overstayed its welcome is because I felt like I was not really doing much other than, you know, go from point A to point B, push a button, go from point B to point C, push another button, or wiggle the stick, or jump on things, and that's it. Very rarely did the game had an interesting puzzle where we both had to cooperate. It could have definitely used a lot more of those.
Yeah, I mean those puzzles. What was it? The labyrinth with the marbles. Oh, where I just said, "Oh, you do it, and I'll just stand in the middle." That's collaboration, right?
Right. Yeah, but yeah, overall.
But I wonder if it's more difficult for other random people, or if we are kind of biased since we both kind of play games otherwise.
Yeah. Well, there's a Spanish voice talent.
Where?
Right here.
I mean, the book must be some kind of Spanish speaker, I hope.
You can probably change the language to some other languages. I saw translations to Korean, to Chinese, and other things a few seconds ago. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, because it's an EA game and it has to be that's modern games for you. That's all you do. All the AAA titles, all you really do is go from point A to point B. A cutscene plays, then you play for like 5 minutes, then go to from point B to point C. Another cutscene plays, and so on and so forth. And that's why I don't play that many modern games anymore. I don't see. If I wanted to watch video games, I will watch them on YouTube. I will watch someone else doing that. When I play a game, I want to actually play the game. Anyways,
So
that's
you're one of those. What's the game? A very difficult game that everyone played, like Elden Rings or whatever it is.
oh, yeah. That one I didn't play, but yeah, it doesn't have to be very difficult, but it has to be interactive. I want to actually play the game. I don't want to watch the game.
Right.
And also, thanks Broomhunter for retweeting the stream. Much appreciated. But yeah, I don't think it's the developers are to blame. It's probably EA pushing to have an EA kind of game where the experience is extremely simple to maximize potential sales. It's also the fault of people like maybe, well, I wish I could say you and me, but of internet influencers, people who stream games. They are extremely incompetent, extremely bad at playing games, and they shit and trash games that are moderately hard to play. Oh,
Did you skip the credits?
I didn't.
How rude.
I didn't touch anything. I swear. I don't even have the controller
Or did
in my
it
hand.
time out because we were not touching anything?
Probably.
Okay. So then what?
Let's see. Can you see the options?
Yeah, I'm actually back in the main menu.
Oh, I opened the options thing. So I don't see anything to change the audio. It takes two trial. Oh, so you want to play again?
I don't know.
Sure. Let's see if it gives us a hard option. Hey, I'm pushing. Oh, there you go. I'm pushing
Or it just continues the credits.
connecting to EA servers. Yeah, I don't think it's the developer's fault. Honestly, the video game landscape nowadays is like that, where if you want to maximize potential sales, you have to make a super easy game that incompetent influencers can play by just mashing a button and say, oh, 10 out of 10 game of the year, and tell their viewers to.
I mean, it's all these kind of tiny dopamine hits that everyone should get all
Exactly.
the time, and so
Yes.
on and so forth.
Yeah, that's how games are made nowadays. Let's see where this takes us. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
we're
just
actually
back.
at the very end again.
Yeah. So no, we're not
That's
doing
a
this again.
disappointment.
We're doing something else. In fact, I'll show you. Let me just grab my other mouse.
Your other mouse.
I have three.
So you're having a divorce with your current mouse.
Yes. So can we quit this?
I'll just done that.
Okay. And I'm gonna share my screen with you because I'm not even sharing my screen with you. Oh, I need to
Yeah, I guess
move this. Hang on, I need to actually do some preparation here.
Right.
Programming.
Who would have thought you needed preparations? You've done this a lot.
Okay, not this one. Oh gosh, I need to do so many things before I can. There you go. And then I put this on projects, programming, Python. I don't even know what this is, so I'll just wait. Where should I put it? I'll just put it here. And then I'm gonna quit the game if I can figure out how to do that. Well, that thing copies. And then this is what I was telling you off the stream. Why am I not able to control this machine? Can you see my screen? No, you can't see my screen.
No, I can't see it. I can't see it until you actually share it.
Oh, it's always something with you, Genius. Let me close this. So, God fucking damn it. As I was telling you, I've been meaning to get into this whole generative AI stuff because
Oh,
that seems
right.
to be the
Yeah.
future. I'm a software developer. I'm not gonna have a job in 5-10 years because everything is gonna be done by computers. So that's what I've been trying to do recently. And one thing that came to my mind, really, 150%, not 200. I'll do 200%. There you go. That's a lot easier to see. One thing that came to my mind is, well, I'm gonna start with something called a GAN, generative adversarial networks. This is a stupid, fancy sounding name for. Um, you have a bunch of reference images, train an AI
Right.
to generate more images like that. Sounds easy enough, right? Oh gosh, it's still going. So what I did is, and you can't see it here, I'm copying some files. It's still going, but what I did is, in order to generate a set of images to train an AI with, is I have a bunch of things here that I probably shouldn't be showing in in public, but yeah, I have a bunch of anime. I took Digimon Frontier as a reference, and I used a program to extract frames from that video. So what you're seeing here is actually, well, if I can find the button to, yeah, is just extracted frames from one episode
Right.
of that show. So, and I did the same for every single episode. I'm not gonna show them all here. I'm not even copying them all here, but I extracted frames for every single episode. That's 50 episodes at like 18 frames per second or something like that. But the point is, at the end, I ended up with over 800,000 images, which should be good enough to train an AI. I have not even started with the AI training thing, by the way. I have no fucking clue how to do any of that. I'll get into that later. But as I was browsing to this, one thing that immediately jumped to my eyes, as you can see here, there is a ton of identical frames here, or nearly
Yeah, that's
identical.
animation for you.
Yeah, nearly identical frames. So, and you probably already know this. When you're training an AI, there is this problem called overfitting, where if you show an AI the same, in this case, the same image over and over and over again, the AI will think, okay, what I'm supposed to do is something that looks like all of these images, right? Because that's what you're giving me. You want images that look identical to this. This sample happened 18 times out of 11,000 times. Oh fuck. Anyways, so what I could do is I could just go over every single one of these images and just delete the ones that are repeated. Oh, and by the way, the intro.
I mean, you could just use an AI to delete everything that has this or that much similarity.
I could do that, or I could. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, the intro and the ending is the same on all episodes, so all of those images are gonna be repeated. So I need to discard them. I could do what you just said, or I could just go with Python to the rescue. And so thankfully, there is already some solution available on Python. Can I zoom in here? Yeah. Python has this library called hashlib. It's an interesting concept where you load an image using a different library called image, which already exists in Python. So this library, you just give it a file name. It loads the entire image as data. And then you pass that data to this one, and it will generate a hash that looks something like, oh gosh, it's still copying. Something that you won't be able to see yet because it's still copying. It should be done soon enough. It's still 8,000 images left to copy, but yeah, this is the entire episode, and there's another directory where I have god damn it. Anyways, it just generates a hash, but what's really important is that you can use that hash and do. Let me see if I can do something like this. Which is this one? To find it, yeah. You can do something as simple as a REST operation, which I can't find. Yeah, you can do something like as simple as this, saying, I have this existing hash for one image minus this other hash from another image, and that's gonna give you a number. The smaller that number is, the more similar these two images are. So much that if two images are identical, this will be 0. How big can this number be varies depending on many factors. It doesn't matter. You can configure all of that, but eventually, if you get a small deviation, that means that these two images are very similar, if not identical. So I just wrote this, what I thought was going to be a super quick Python script that's supposed to
Yeah.
what the script does is you give it a directory, say like this one. Oh, I have an output now. Oh, god damn it, I don't have the debug on. So I'm not gonna be able to show it, but anyways, you give it an input directory, say this one. What I got here is just the intro images for the intro from beginning to all the way to the intro, and it will go through each one of these images. It loads them on memory, and for each one of the images, it compares this image against this image. Are they too similar? If so, it discards this image, and then does the same this with this image, and then with the next image, and so on and so forth. And eventually, it will just write the images that don't have any duplicates or similar images down to this dumpster output directory, and that's what you see here. So if you look at, I believe this is the one I was using as reference. This has 848 files, and the output has only 392. So that means that there's over 400 and something images that look very similar to each other, and you can tell just by looking at this.
Yeah, they're still black.
Yes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
for example, yeah, all of these ones are just the same thing. But if you look at, let's say, this one, these two kind of look the same, right? I don't know if the algorithm is good enough to detect that they are the same or detects them as different. But if we go to so this is the source one. If we go to the output directory, gosh darn it. Ah, damn it. Fucking Windows. No. I don't
I'll blame
understand.
the operator.
I don't understand why Windows has so many fucking ways of doing the same thing. Yeah, you can see it only detected this, and this as sufficiently different images for that part of the intro. Anyway, so that's what it does.
Because things are covering the other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so
you only get all those images where there are things in the way of the character.
I've tested this with more frames, and it definitely gets different enough. So that's a good thing. The problem is, like I said earlier, 50 episodes, extracting frames from all of those. I don't have it here. I'm not going to show it here because I don't have it, but I ended up with over 800,000 images that I need to compare against. So, and again, that's when I wrote this script. And my idea is to do some parallelism. Let me open my advanced visualization tool here. I'm getting somewhere with all this. I'm about to bitch about I have never used this advanced visualization tool. This is way more advanced than what I'm used to. How do I resize the? Oh wow. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, so what I'm doing here,
You need a whiteboard app, man.
Why? I have Paint. Why will I ever need that?
You need a multiplayer whiteboard
I see.
app.
I mean, yeah, no, I don't have a multiplayer version. I also have. Is it even running? I wonder. It's not.
Albert.
As in Albert Wiley. Why is it not finding those? Those are supposed to be running. I'll figure that out later. But anyways, yeah, you can see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's happening. So you have a bunch of images. Let's say that all the way like 800,000 images, 800K, and the algorithm that I made works what I think in a way that I think is very efficiently. So what it does is it takes one image and compares against a bunch of other known unique images. This is an array. So in the beginning, there's nothing. So this is going to say, okay, image number 1 is unique, doesn't match against anything else. Then it goes to the next image and compares it against all the unique images. If this is also unique, it adds it here. And it just keeps doing that over and over again. If something is duplicate, let's say this is duplicate, we just ignore this. We don't put it in the array. Well, we put it in another set. That's not an array, that's a set. Saying these are all the hashes that I have ever seen. In this case will be 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's it, because the third one is the same as either of these two. Well, let's say if it's slightly different. So I put it in a set. Why? Because at least in theory, finding an element in a set is a lot faster than finding it on an array. So if let's say this hash is identical to the hash for the second image, if I say, is this hash already contained here? That's a lot faster than finding it here. In this case, it's very simple because there's only 2 elements, but imagine there is 200,000 elements on this one. Finding something in this set, in theory, is an operation that takes only a few cycles, whereas finding it here, it's n log, if I recall correctly. So, but anyways, so yeah, you first make sure that it's not an identical set, an identical hash that you had already seen. And after that, you just try to match it against all the existing. Oh, God fucking damn it. Can I disable transparency?
Why would you want to disable transparency?
I don't need it right now.
I've got a paint bucket.
Oh, do I? Oh.
Yeah, just right click in it.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so compared against all the existing known unique hashes. The idea here is that in practice, as you saw here, the vast majority of the images, well, not the vast majority, but a good chunk of them, like 50% of them, are duplicates. So you don't really want to compare every image. So the traditional approach that any person getting into programming will tell you to do is, I will just get this one and compare it against all of the 800,000 and to see if there is a duplicate, and then take
like
the next
with the
one.
Introductions to programming, when you do all these things in bubble sort and whatever.
Yeah. So what I did, I think, is a little bit more efficient, but again, there's 800,000 images. So this array gets very large. I have not actually tested with the 800,000 images yet, but I can tell you with the, 800 images that I have right now, it takes a few seconds to process them. So, so another thing that I realized immediately is I can technically parallelize all of this so that instead of having, just one array of known images, what if I have multiple threads? Let's say this is thread 1, thread 2, and thread 3. Each one of them has a list of known unique hashes. Okay. And let's say, known unique hashes. So And so the way my algorithm works is it takes an image from here and it says, this is the candidate image. So all of these threads read this at the same time, and then start looking in their list of known unique hashes to see if they find a duplicate. If any of these threads finds a duplicate, they publish an event that they are also looking into, saying, hey, there is a duplicate, you can stop now. The idea is to stop as early as possible. And then that image gets discarded, and then we move to the next one and say, this is now the candidate, and the process repeats over and over again.
Well,
so
you're gonna have multiple threads handle the same image, or what?
Yes, multiple threads looking at the same image at the same time. And let's say none of the threads find a duplicate of this image. What happens is that the thread that's orchestrating all of this says, okay, this is a unique image, and it keeps track of a bunch of shit, but eventually says, okay, since this is a unique image, you thread add this one to your list of known unique images. And it's the job of this thread to orchestrate that work so that the list of...
So you're basically just distributing the list of known...
Exactly. The idea is that all the threads are balanced. There isn't one single thread that has like 100,000 images while another one has 5 images total. The idea is that the load is balanced, and so that they all kind of work more or less at the same pace, and they are all always busy. Okay, sounds simple enough, right? And Python even has...
I'm thinking whether or not there are database engines that can do it.
What do you mean?
fast.
What do you mean?
I mean, if they're indexed all those hashes or whatever, that it would be able to find it very quickly. Just like any other database, since they are optimized for that kind of things.
You can't, because the hashes themselves... let me see if I can give you an example of what the hashes look like. I'm going to have to run the program. But yeah, the hashes themselves don't exhibit any signs of being equal or close to equal. Well, when they are equal, yes, but they don't show any signs of being close to being equal to another hash. For example, let's say you have one that sees something like that, and then you have another hash that's like, I don't know, something like that. These two may or may not be very similar images. I looked it up. I spent a significant amount of time trying to understand what is it about the bits and bytes of the hashes that make them look similar, and what operation really happens when you do the minus. And I could not find any patterns that I can use to say, okay, all I need to do is look at the hash itself, and I know whether or not it's very similar. Because one of my ideas, my first idea was, I can just sort this array numerically or alphabetically, and that way I will know that if two images are too close to each other, sorry, two hashes are too close to each other, they might be duplicates, right? But no, that doesn't tell you anything. That's not true. That assumption is not true. So far so good. Maybe I should change the title of the stream to programming. But anyways,
it takes one.
Yes. I don't even know how I changed this though. Not from here. Oh, from here. I'll change this to programming. Apparently there's lots of games that have the word programming. I'll just change it to just chatting. There you go. And yeah, I have to click save, of course. So yeah, this...
Who would have thought?
This makes, at least this is the most efficient thing that I could come up with, where the load is balanced among all the threads. If you need more threads, you can just... I configured it so that you can just say, I want X number of threads. I have a CPU with 64 cores, 128 threads. So this should be the most efficient thing ever, where you have a bunch of threads, all of them working in parallel, trying to find a duplicate. as soon as a duplicate is found, all of them stop at the same time. So you don't waste time with, waiting for all the threads to finish the comparison, because, once you have one duplicate, it really doesn't matter anymore. So all of that is awesome and perfect. And what else? Oh yeah, except that I ran into an issue that I swear I spent literally days looking into. And when I say literally, I don't mean internet literally. I mean literal days looking into this fucking shit that Python. I don't understand who in their right mind will do things like this. Is there any way I can? I even have Notepad++?
Yeah, if you open Visual Studio Code or something. Yeah, or Notepad++, whichever.
Yeah. And yeah, so what's happening is I'm using this.
That's horrible colors. Anyway,
I'm using this multi-processing library for all this threading and orchestration and sending events and things of that like that. I started using multi-threading library that comes with Python, and guess what? The
it isn't really multi-threaded.
It's not multi-threading. It's the stupidest fucking thing. It's only multi-threading if one thread is waiting on I/O, that thread gets locked, and then another one is given the CPU. But if you have like 20 threads and none of them is locked on I/O, only one thread.
It's more like a scheduler than a multi-threader,
right? Which is the fucking stupidest thing ever. Why even call it multi-threading? Anyways, eventually I found there's this multi-processing thing where you can create processes, not threads. This makes things significantly more complicated because in multi-threading, all the threads share the same memory space. That is, you can just have one array and all the threads exist in the same memory space, let's say like this. So the threads can just directly look at this memory, or they can all directly look at this bit of memory, or things of that nature. But with multiprocessing, each thread has its own memory space, and they can't see any of this, right? So you have to use the multiprocessing library to create what they call pipes and proxies and things like that, to say, hey, there is a shared object here. This is available to you, and you can look into it. But you have to interface through that thing. It is in the code. It really doesn't look that complicated. In fact, I can show you right here. This is the thread that's trying to find duplicates, and this is the part of the code where it's trying to read the this hash. So let me just undo all of this. It's trying to read this hash. This is just one thread trying to read this one hash, okay? And as you can see, all I'm doing is looking at this. This self is, ignore that. Input work value, okay? Simple enough, right? You're just reading the value. This is the hash. And then, I have some code to make sure that it's not the same one, because it might happen that this thread is just done. There's nothing else to compare against, but another one is still a little bit behind. So what's going to happen is that, because this is a while loop, it's going to go back and the code is going to go back here, and it's going to read the input work again, and it's going to find the same one because the orchestrator has not had time to flip it to the next one. So I just added this check to make sure that it's not the same as the previous one. The problem here is that, and I spent a lot of time, I swear, hours and hours and hours, and actually I just added this today for testing. You can ignore this. Looking into this, and the real problem that the multiprocessing library introduces is that this whole thing, I honestly have no fucking clue how they're implementing it, but what's happening is that every time you try to read this value, something locks
Right.
or something like that. But this significantly slows down the performance of the entire system. In fact, the more threads you have, the more of these things you have, the slower it gets. And you can see I have these timers. I added all of this to, and I created I created an entire super quick performance tracking class just to see where the CPU was being hung up, what was consuming my time, because I noticed that the more threads I had, even if the work was exactly the same, it was taking longer and longer and longer, so much that it was getting exponentially worse. And thanks to that, I eliminated a bunch of things, made the code so much more efficient. But so right now, the worst part is right here where you're trying to read this value. And again, the more threads I have, the slower this reading the value gets. So much that with this example that I was showing you earlier, this one where it's 848 files, if I only have 5 threads, it takes 4 seconds. But if I have 20 threads, it takes 16 seconds to process.
Nice.
So
Everyone just trying to go through the same door and not getting through.
exactly. And one thing that I noticed is, you see this blah blah blah.count. This is my performance tracking library. What it does is when you say start, it takes note of the current time. And when you say count, it says, okay, current time minus this time. This is how long it took from here to here, how many milliseconds or microseconds it took to get from there to there. But it also logs a count of how many times this has happened. That hence the count. And at the end, I log all of that. And I noticed that the more times this gets counted, the slower it gets. And again, that means that just reading this value is slowing things down. And also, the more threads you have, the more reads you have, the more slowdown you have. And my conclusion, based on all of this, and that's why I added this sleep of 1 millisecond, by the way, is this actually makes it faster. Waiting for 1 millisecond is faster than immediately trying to read this, especially when you have like 20 threads or 32 threads. Because it seems to me like the 20 threads are competing for reading this. And what's really happening is that when you're trying to set these values, you're not actually setting the value. What's happening is you're going through the multiprocessing library, and the multiprocessing library has locks before accessing the actual value. And whenever any thread wants to access this value, they can't access it directly. They have to go this way. And that means that if the lock is held by another thread, all of these threads and this thread are going to be locked, waiting for this lock to be released. And the more threads you have, the more contention there is. And the more contention there is, the less likely it is that your orchestrator thread is the one that's going to get the lock, which basically means that all of these threads are blocked on this loop trying to fetch the next value, while this poor guy is unable to, because all the other guys are beating it to gain the lock. And I've been ripping my fucking hairs off there, and I know if somebody watches this, they're gonna yell at me. It's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot, you're not using the right data structure. I am. I've tried every single fucking data multi-threading data structure that there is to minimize the probability of multiple threads competing for this. I added locks, I added events, I added I have them all written here because I've been asking Google all the possible things. So
have you asked an LLM to fix that for you?
Exactly. And I Googled it too. So I used every possible mechanism that's available to you on the multiprocessing library to control how multiple threads access this shared piece of data. And every single one of them fails on a different way, each one in its own unique way, but all of them fail simply because this whole multiprocessing library was designed in a way that they didn't expect someone like me trying to optimize this way. Usually when you're doing multi-threading stuff, what you do is you have your array of data, and you have a bunch of threads. Let's say this is thread 1, this is thread 2, and this is thread 3. What you do is each thread just pulls work from this queue. Say this one goes to thread 1, this one goes to thread 2, and this one goes to thread 3. And they work independently. They don't need to share any data. They don't need to know what the other guy is doing. They don't need to communicate saying, hey, I found a duplicate, you can stuff. None of that shit. It's just like this thread works independently, and at the end they probably report the results to a different array of data, and that's the end of it. Nobody expects you to try to do this fucking nonsense where you present a new value and that new value is sent at the same time to all the to all the running threads. Yeah, so I've been stuck with this for days now. And I wish let me just go to my list of things that I've tried, because I don't want anyone commenting this on YouTube saying, oh, have you tried this? Because chances are I have. So I tried turning this into a queue. That's not gonna work, because if you do queue.get, you remove that from the queue. That means that only one thread is gonna get that work. It's not gonna go to all the threads. You see what I mean? Yeah. So the next thing that I thought is, well, I'm just gonna create one input queue for each one of the threads, right? So, and then the orchestrator is just gonna put the same value in all of these queues. That's simple enough, right? That should solve the problem, right? I'm waiting for you to say right.
I don't know.
No, it doesn't
I'm
solve
not a programmer.
It doesn't. So yeah, it's very simple, right? Instead of having just one queue where everybody's pulling from, you have this one thread pulling work from. Oh gosh, how did I?
Yeah, so that one is in a queue, and then just distribute it to other queues. That would be a copy of the first queue.
Exactly,
sort of.
right? And
that sounds like a bit
Uh-huh.
bit inefficient, but sure.
Yeah. And then each thread just reads from their own queue. So there is no contention, right? Wrong. Because at least I have no fucking clue how this multiprocessing thing works. But what I have noticed is that it really doesn't matter how many threads are trying to access a shared object. If it's an object that was created with and for the multiprocessing library, if you try to access it, it causes the same issue. So if I were to create all of these queues, what's going to happen is that this thing keeps getting locked on trying to either write to or access this data, regardless of it being just one thread trying to access it. And it didn't solve the problem. In fact, it made it worse, because now if you have 20 threads, you have 20 shared objects that you have to read to or write to, and it just makes it slower. So that didn't work. I tried putting an event here saying if multiprocess event, it's a data structure that the multiprocess library offers. Multiprocess event dot wait. So the way this works is you have this variable that again is shared by all threads, and when you call this, it locks the thread. And that means that they are not going to be doing this active thing where they look at the value. If it's the same one, it goes back, then it looks at the value again. If it's the same one, it doesn't do that thing. Instead, it just waits, it gets locked there, and it doesn't move until somebody calls multiprocess event.set. And that basically sends an event saying, hey, you're all good to go. and that opens the gate, so all of them can read the value at the same time. That means you only read the value once instead of a million times, instead of doing this active wait. But I still have to keep this because it is possible that this thread, for example, finishes doing all its work while another one is still visiting. It's called a race condition. There might be race conditions where all the threads are, for example, done processing. That gives control back to the orchestrator. The orchestrator also has to process the result. It's going to be either one duplicate or one good count. And this one has to process that and has to do a lot of other stuff. In fact, if you look at the code here, it's not super simple. So yeah, this is the orchestrator, and this is where it's trying to find duplicates. And it waits, here's where it waits for all the threads. Once this is done, it checks, okay, is it a duplicate? Do all of this. Wait. If it's not a duplicate, do all of this. If it's a duplicate, do all of this. So it is possible that the threads will just make it back here before. Anyways, that's not the problem. Ignore that part. The important thing is, yeah, you say here, wait, and then you just have the orchestrator saying, where is it? If it work, where is it? Oh yeah, so this is where the orchestrator says this is the next candidate work. So ideally, all you have to do here is say .set so that all the threads know they're good to go, right? And so yeah, this opens it, so they start processing and whatnot. The problem is, if you do, you also have to clear the event again. So when you say .clear, what's going to happen is that the next time somebody calls .wait, because this clears the flag, that means that this is going to block them. So ideally, all I had to do is this: just set it, all the threads go, and then I just clear it so that the next time, once they are done, where is it? Yeah, once they are done doing all of this processing and whatnot, they will go back here and they will wait again. So that keeps this protected, right? Wrong. Because what happens is when you do set, at least this is what I observed, when you do set, it doesn't immediately unblock the threads. There is some delay there. And there's no way for me to know how many processes or threads are unlocked and how many are already locked. So I don't know when to call clear to prevent other threads from what is going on? Yeah, to prevent other threads from doing the active wait. So there's no way for me to control that. I tried several things to, more or less control that part. None of them worked. And in fact, what I ended up doing is making the threads themselves. Let me go back here. Once you call set, I made the threads report back to the orchestrator saying, hey, I made it past this wait. And then the orchestrator was counting how many threads already made it past the wait state, and after that I will call clear. But it happened multiple times that as soon as one thread made it past here, they saw that the value was the same one, so they went back and because the flag wasn't set, it was still cleared, they will just come back here and they will report again. And yeah, I was like, this is clearly not the solution. Anyways, I went down that rabbit hole for a while. Nothing seemed to work. I eventually abandoned that. So events didn't work. There is another data structure called Barrier, which is a similar concept where let me clear some of this stuff. It's a similar concept where you have you have the Barrier object, and you say this needs to reach a count of, let's say, 5. I have 4 threads plus 1 orchestrator. You called something like barrier.weight. But when you create this barrier, you say, I'm going to have X objects, let's say 5. And when you do wait, the barrier will wait until you have at least 5 objects calling wait. In fact, it will wait exactly for 5 objects to call wait, and at that moment, all the objects get unlocked at the same time. At least in theory. In practice, that's not what happened. Right. I had a similar situation where some threads were getting ahead, other threads were getting behind, and it was impossible to coordinate them. I will probably have to refactor most of this code to work on a very different fashion if I want to use barriers or events. And I'm too lazy to do that, but most likely that's what I'm going to end up doing. I feel like I'm wasting too much of your time, so I'm gonna stop here. But I tried, in fact, Python multiprocessing. I'm gonna open it here so that people don't accuse me of just making shit up. Python multiprocessing. What was it called? Manager. In fact, I think it's called Sync Manager. It has spawn, fork, blah, blah, blah. Ignore all of this. Yeah, so I tried Q. I tried pipes, which are very similar. I tried locks. I tried shared memory. That's what I'm using. Server processing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I tried locks, semaphores, I tried conditions, I tried events, barriers, I tried using queues instead, I tried share values in different ways. None of that works. Bounded semaphore is not gonna work. I did not even try it. I forgot why, but it's very similar to the semaphore. It's just with additional restrictions. So that's gonna make it even worse for me. I tried conditions in case I didn't say I tried conditions. Same situation. It's very similar to an event. But yeah, it's just a fucking pain. And so, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm just using 5 threads instead of 20 when I could be using 128 threads. So yeah, if anyone has any ideas, let me know.
I'll do it in another language that does multi-threading properly.
I even consider that. And in fact, now that you bring that up, I should go back to that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there are libraries in C++ that do this. What I don't know is there any library in C++ that does the same thing that image hash? I'm assuming there is. I'm fairly confident that this image hash was originally coded in C++, imported to Python, and that's what this library is. And I should probably start looking into that. But yeah, if you do it in C++, it's very easy. Multi-threading is very simple to implement, and it's actually multi-threading. There is none of this idiotic only one thread running at the same fucking time. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Anyways, I feel like this talk is becoming way too annoying for you, so I'm gonna stop here. Anything else, Mr. Genius? Sure.
I don't know. It was a
thing.
Short. It takes 2, so yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to do anything else before we leave, or shall we stop it here?
I don't know. I don't have any ideas, to be honest.
Okay.
I'll let you do those kind of bar games things that are like
what? Bar games.
Whatever they're called. These kind of games that people usually do at work for team building shit. But
I think we had enough team building already.
That's the only kind of spontaneous thing that I can think of that is easy to set up.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we can stop here. Thanks anybody watching, and again, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like, share, comment, subscribe, rate, and all that good stuff. Peace the almighty God of the algorithm. We hope to see you again next time. Yeah, we'll see you.
Yep.